Okay, we're on lesson 3. Actually, zoom out a little bit and write. I hope you guys can see. I'm going to write in Sharpie. It shows up better on camera. Lesson 3. Before this, you should know and be very, very comfortable with key identification. Like if you don't know this, you need to go back. So stop now and go back. You should be comfortable with lesson 2, the major scale pattern. And that is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So if you're good on key identification, but you're not quite comfortable with this, you need to go back and watch lesson 2 again. And this is actually lesson 1. They're all going to be posted on my YouTube channel. Okay, just a quick review of this pattern. Just want to go over it one more time. Actually, I've written all over this. Good thing it's just dry erase. Good enough. Alright. Major scale pattern, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So we've got, oops, should probably turn it up. C to D. I'm just going to do a C scale because that's the easy one. It's all white keys. Whole step, whole step. Nothing in here. It's a half step. Whole step, whole step, whole step, and then nothing here, so it's a half step. It's just a quick review. If you didn't understand that, you definitely need to go back and watch lesson 2. Okay, so there are, in music, there are sharp keys and flat keys, and today we're going to talk about sharp keys. And you should probably write this down and memorize this for lesson 3. A lot of memorizing. Get your paper and take some notes. This is what they call the order of sharps. Order of sharps. And we all use these in key signatures, and the minimum number of sharps and flats you can have in a key signature is 0, and that is the key of C, which we just went over. The maximum number of sharps you can have in a key signature is 7. So you can have, C has 0, and then there are, there's one with 1 sharp and 2 sharps and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm actually going to do this. Make life really easy. Down here under this, next to the 7, I want you to write, actually draw a little line and do this. But fat, you think I'm crazy, but I swear on my life it works. Fat cats go dancing after eating birds. If you don't like that acronym, you can make up your own, but this is the one I use, so this is what I'm going to use in my lessons. This is the first sharp is F. This is the second one. This is the third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, and the last sharp is B. So fat cats go dancing after eating birds. So I'm going to do this. This scale, we'll write them in as we go over them. the one with the only sharp in it, it's only going to have F sharp in it. And it is actually the G scale. I'm going to just put an F sharp here. The G scale. And the way we figure out how many sharps it has in it is you use that major scale pattern. You start on G. And here's G. And we use the major scale pattern. Oh, good grief. Just not too good at this yet. I need to work on my videoing skills. Here's the G. And we go whole step. This is your white key. And then we go whole step. Half step. So there's the first 4. Whole step. Whole step. Whole step. This is, we don't go to the white key. There's a whole step here in the pattern. Skip this white key. Play F sharp. So F sharp ends up being the only black key in the G scale. So it is the G scale owns that first sharp. Okay? And here in a minute, I'm going to show you a really cool pattern going down this way. So all of the scales have F sharp in them. All of the sharp ones, on this list. That is the first sharp. Now, this one has 2 sharps, so it's gonna end up being C sharp. Okay, all of them below that will have C sharp. All of these, except for G, because G only has 1 sharp. If you memorize this chart, you'll have half of your scales learned. If you just memorize the pattern. And I'm going to show you something here in a sec that will really help you. The third sharp is G. Doesn't belong here, there's only 2 sharps there. So I'm going to put it right here. Everybody below that gets G sharp. Okay, the 4th sharp. This one has 4 sharps. Oh, gosh, 40 and slip right there. D sharp. D. All of them have D sharp. The 5th sharp, this one only has 4, so it's got to have the 5th one. It's going to be A sharp. There's no key of A sharp, but it's in 3 of the sharp scales. Just go with me on that. You can thank Johann Sebastian Bach for that. Oh, let's see here. E. Gosh, I hope I'm right on my history. That would be terrible if it wasn't. E sharp is the 6th sharp. There's only 5 in this row, so E sharp, and then the very last sharp is B. Oops, fat cats go dancing after eating birds. So you get to the key, and that's actually C sharp, in case you're wondering. What key has all 7 sharps? It's C sharp. And it ends up with all 7. Fat cats go dancing after eating birds. So, how do I know what goes in here? Well, from note to note, going down this chart, I actually posted this chart on Facebook, and of course just some people it looked like Greek. But from C to G is actually 7 half steps. There's a little 7H for half. And just to prove it, I'm going to back on my keyboard here. From C to G, I said it's 7 half steps. I just forget to turn it up. 1, so I'm not going to count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C to G, 7 half steps. Okay, back to the chart. I need a GoPro or something. G to whatever is next is going to be 7/2 steps. Just to make it really simple, these are all 7/2 steps between. So if you were to go to the piano and count it, here's G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's D. D is the next one. The next one after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't count this one. This is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A is the next one. A has 3 sharps. Okay, so D has 2 sharps. You play F sharp and C sharp. So you just play them in order. Play your notes in order. And you have to do F sharp instead of F. So I'm going to not play F. I'm going to play F sharp instead. I'm going to play C sharp instead because it has 2 sharps. Okay, same with A. A has Fat Cats Go. So I'm going to start on A. There's the C. Here's the F. Here's the G. Okay. 4 sharps. Up 7/2 steps from A is E. Up 7/2 steps from E is B. Up 7/2 steps from B is F sharp. So, if you start on these keys and you play the number of sharps that it has, as long as you've got this memorized, you should be able to work out all of these keys. You really need to go through them and make sure that you're able to play them and you know A has 3 sharps, F, C, G. B has 5 sharps, F, C, G, D, A. Okay? So if you go through and you memorize, you know, if you can associate that this part right here, you know, B is 5. If you associate the letter B with 5, F sharp, and you have to include that sharp. Later down the road, you'll thank me for that. You associate F sharp with 6. A's, you know, D's 2, G's 1, C's nothing. C sharp is 7. You can associate those numbers, and then, you know, this little phrase right here, fat cats go dancing after eating birds. Then you can say, okay, maybe you don't have this chart, and you're in the middle of a gig, and somebody says, oh, we're in this key. Well, you can, maybe they say we're in E. Well, you know, E is associated with 4, so you go, fat cats go dancing. F, C, G, D. Those are your sharps. Hopefully you understand that. If you don't, if I didn't cover something, or it's very confusing, try watching it a couple more times, and then if it still doesn't stick, leave a comment in the questions or message me, and I will gladly get back to you when I can. Hopefully this helps. The next lesson will be on flats. Make sure you know this before you go on to lesson 4, because it will boggle your brain if you don't have this memorized. This is good solid stuff. Good solid music theory. If you can memorize these patterns, you'll be able to play. Well, you'll be able to understand keys. Playing depends solely on practicing, and practicing effectively. So you have to spend a lot of time. As far as practicing goes for a new person, it's kind of like running. You don't want to push it. As a student in college preparing for senior recital, minimum practice time for me was 5 hours a day. Of course, a lot of you out there are not piano majors. So, maybe half an hour to an hour a day. I wouldn't push it past that. If you start to get frustrated, you need to take a break. Piano can be very, very frustrating. And a lot of people quit because they don't give themselves a mental break when they get frustrated. They try to keep at it or something. I don't know what happens, but they end up quitting. Just don't quit. Just keep at it. If you hit a rut, just keep going. Memorize that.